Okay, so for this final question here is a truth and lie question, which is also very popular in Olympiads. This is from a previous Olympiad. So the question says everyone here is either someone who tells the truth or someone who only lies. So each person the people are binary basically. Truth only or lie only. We have 50 of them, which is from the 50th person all the way to the first person. And what you notice is a pattern of everyone saying in front of me is a liar, behind me is a liar, in front then behind, in front then behind, all the way from 1 to 50. And the easiest way to tackle such a question is you first test every condition, look for contradictions. It's similar to a real life scenario where if your friend says it's raining outside, the best way to tackle that question would be, or to figure out if that statement is true, is you go outside and verify that. Is it actually raining? Now, you can start with either 50 or 1 and notice 50 says everyone in front of me is. So they say everyone in front. Right? So what 50 are saying is 49 all the way to 1, everyone is lying. Now, if we assume this is true and 50 is telling the truth, then 49, which says everyone behind me is a liar. So, okay, it works for 49. But then you go to 48. 48 says everyone in front of them is a liar. 48 says that 47 all the way to 1, they're all liars. But you notice that this is a true statement because 50 said everyone from 49 to 1 is a liar. And according to 48, 47 to 1 are all lying. So 48 is making a true statement according to our assumption. Now, 50 says 48 is a liar, but according to that, 48 is again telling the truth, which means our assumption that 50 is telling the truth is wrong. Which means 50 cannot be telling the truth. So we know that 50 is a liar. Now, this logic will be symmetric. So if you look at 1, for example, 1 would, you could make the same argument for 1 where everyone behind 1 is a liar, but then the third person will say the same thing, and that will be a contradiction because the third person will be telling the truth according to the first person. So you also know that 1 is a liar. Now, 48 says everyone in front of them. So you can do the same thing, and 48 will contradict with 46. 46 will contradict with 44. 44 will contradict with 42. 42 will contradict with 40, and so on. Ultimately, you will end up in a scenario where you are left with testing person 2 and person 49. Now, these two people are key because they only have, so person 2 only has one person in front and person 49 only has one person behind him. So their statements become easy because we already know. We already know 1 is a liar. So person 2 says everyone in front of me is a liar. Only person 1 is in front. So person 2 tells the truth. Similarly, person 49 also tells the truth because everyone behind them is a liar. There's only 50 and we already proved that 50 is a liar. And everyone else, if you check their statements, they will cancel out. You'll always find a contradiction all the way, and only the second last person from both ends will be telling the truth. This kind of logic is very common in Olympiads, and it's also a very good example of extrapolation. Because if this question you do it with 10 people, you'd get the same answer. You'd get the second person and the ninth person to be telling the truth. And if you did it with a million people, you would again get the second person and then the 999,999th person. So it's beautiful because it would work the same way no matter how many people you have, as long as the statements are consistent. So that's the beauty of this question. And yeah, I hope it's clear.